Good morning. It's April 7th. It's the S&P 500 and this is a rip up overnight. So it's gone about 120 points or so from the low of the Globex. Pulled back down here to 23.25 and we've been up to about 45. So from 26.23 to 27.45. So about 120 points here, and not a big surprise. We saw a lot of buying yesterday. We said the buyers were really strong. They weren't really going away. So let me tell you what I am seeing here. Main thing here is there's really been very shallow pullbacks. So 06, we pulled back to like 85. So that's 20 points. That's pretty decent. There was some consolidation. There was some pullback over here, a little bit of pullback over here. This was really the best pullback that we saw over here on this kind of double top, pulling back down here. So the tricky part is, so we could say, all right, we've come back here and we use this 26.30. We didn't really come back here to this 26.45. We've not been back and tested key turns again. 26.89, possibly, it didn't really come back and retest that. And then you could call this retested at 27.12. This is probably used again. So, and then here's the thing about this is that so below here from 26.89 there's a big gap down to 26.45. So we want to pay attention to this key turns at 26.70, and if we trade below that, so we could there's enough room here from 27.12 that's down to 26.90. So there's enough room between most of these prediction points that we can trade from one to the next and then switch sides and then try it again the other way. And that's probably the best way. I mean, it's been extremely strong. I'm not going to try and call a top on this thing because I have no idea what that might look like, and they're not really paying attention to any major support areas or resistance areas. They're just, it's sort of just been a one-way market the last little bit here. So I'm not going to try and say this is where the top's going to be. And we've got a lot of room. We could see 28.50 plus if they keep going at this rate. I'm not saying that's all going to happen today. But we also want to pay attention to and be aware of there's some pullback that can happen. So if they start pulling back and they come down below here, we could really start trying to short for a bigger move down. I mean, you just got to pay attention as long as it's, so what's happening right now, we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a low that matches that low, we have a lower high, we have a new low, lower high, new low, lower high, new low, and then higher high, higher low, higher high, and then this kind of consolidating in here until the open. So just pay attention to what that movement is. Overall though, this is just a tiny little pullback in a 120 point move up. This is a 20 or 30 point pullback. No big deal in this huge rip that happened overnight. So pay attention to that. And then there's plenty of room here. There's room from 12 to 90, from 90 down to 45. So there's lots of room. Just pay attention to, are we putting in higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, and then trade with that from prediction point to prediction point, and you should end up being just fine. And we've got some room that we can run up here, and it looks like they want a bit higher, but we can easily see some pullback before we see that next push up. And then I'll be as active as I can in the live trade room, and we'll see you there.